Hi, this is Carrie Schell from On Point Quilter. The Olympics are just a week away, and I decided that I wanted to have an Olympic quilt. So join me for Block 1 in my Olympic Memories quilt. Okay, we'll get started by opening EQ7. And I just labeled this Olympics 2. I'm going to go ahead and close my sketchbook, and I'm going to select Work on Block. And for this, I want to do a block, new block, and an easy draw block. And I need to bring in my image for tracing because that's actually the easiest way to draft this block. And so I'll go to the Tracing Image tab. I'm going to select Import Image. I'm going to go to Olympic Quilt Blocks, and I'm going to select the Rings block and select Open. And you can actually obtain a copy of the image from my website, so you can do this as well. And then I will select OK and click on the workspace. And I'm going to lighten this a bit so I can see the images, but I can also see the lines that I'm drawing. And I'm going to go to the Easy Draw tab. Now for this, I'm actually going to make my block 14 by 14, and I'm going to change the snaps to 14 by 14. And I'm not sure I'm going to turn the graph paper on, but if I do, I would want that at 14 by 14 as well. Now, when you look at the block, you can see that basically the points, right, where the corners are and such, actually hit one of these snap points. And so I know I've got snapping the way I want it. Now, for my snapping options, the only thing I want turned on is the snap to grid points. So to draft this, I'm going to work in rows, and there were a number of different ways to do it, but I thought that was probably ended up being the least confusing in the long run. So I'm going to use the line tool, and I'm going to draw lines at 1 inch, 2 inch, 12, and 13. And now I just need to start subdividing. So I decided that I was going to use a folded corner method. So I'm going to basically always make the corners the background. And I can go down further, but I am really all I'm doing at this point is tracing the block. Oops, and I already had that one. And you can see sometimes I have trouble seeing what I've done, so I'm going to lighten it even more. And now I can see my patches here. And for these, to make it easy to do, I want folded corners, so I'm going to go ahead and add those corners in. Okay, so I think I've got all of my lines drawn, and now I can go to the Color tab, and I'll end up bringing in some fabrics, but I'm going to just start by go ahead and just color this. Oh, and I can already see that I missed some of the triangles up here. Okay, so we have the red triangle here. Then we've got the green one. And I'm going to go ahead and do the black one. And because I'm trying to make the rings interlocking. I had to think about this one a little bit. And now the blue. And the yellow. And for a background, I'm just going to use white. I'll use the spray can tool and select one of the other spaces. And I believe my block is done. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to the sketchbook. Thanks so much for watching. Throughout the Summer Olympics, I'm going to be sharing a daily block representing an Olympic sport. To get copies of those patterns, please be sure to visit my blog at www.onpointquilter.com.